Since time immemorial, humanity has sought tools to protect itself from invisible forces, those energies that cannot be perceived with the senses, but undoubtedly affect our reality. What if I told you that the most powerful weapon against negative influences is not a mystical object hidden in some remote esoteric library, but something you probably have in your kitchen right now? Salt. Yes, that humble white crystal, present in all cultures and civilizations, has been used for millennia, not only to preserve food, but also to safeguard souls, cleanse energies, and seal spaces against adverse forces. But why does salt possess this capacity? What secrets does this common substance hold? And how can we use it consciously for our protection and spiritual development? Throughout history, salt has been far more than a simple condiment. It has been a symbol of power, purity, and protection in diverse cultures and spiritual traditions. Its value was so great in antiquity that it was even used as currency in some empires. The word salary comes from the Latin salarium, referring to payment in salt that Roman soldiers received. But beyond its material value, salt has been present in mystical rituals and beliefs since ancient times. To understand its spiritual power, we must trace back to humanity's origins, when ancestors began observing the purifying and preserving effects of this mineral. In ancient Egypt, salt was used in embalming rituals. Priests considered it sacred, capable of preserving not only the body, but also the soul on its journey to the afterlife. It was believed to prevent spiritual corruption and keep the individual's essence intact. In Hebrew tradition, salt formed part of sacrifices and offerings to God. In Leviticus, every offering must carry salt as a symbol of purity and incorruptibility. The covenant of salt was an eternal alliance, for salt, not decomposing easily, represented the immutable and sacred. Romans also saw salt as an element of protection. Before entering new houses or beginning businesses, salt was scattered to ensure good fortune and repel negative influences. This practice survives today in diverse cultures, where throwing salt over the left shoulder removes bad luck. Esoteric traditions hold that salt is not only physical substance, but contains unique vibration capable of absorbing and transmuting energies. Being a crystal, salt possesses geometric structure, allowing it to interact with the energetic field of living beings and spaces. Its power lies in capacity to absorb dense and negative energies, thereby purifying the environment and people's auras profoundly and effectively. In Hermeticism and alchemy, salt is one of 3 fundamental principles, alongside sulfur and mercury. It represents the fixed and material substance, the body that must be purified to achieve spiritual illumination. Alchemists understood that salt not only cleaned physically, but also affected the psyche and soul, helping transmute internal impurities into wisdom and clarity. Even in shamanic traditions of diverse cultures, salt is utilized in cleansing and protection rituals. Shamans and healers use it to trace protective circles, purify objects and people, and seal energetic portals against unwanted intrusion. Beyond its use in rituals, salt has been considered a barrier against unwanted entities and energies. In demonology and legends of diverse cultures, malevolent spirits cannot cross a line of salt. This is why many people scatter salt on doorsteps or place it in home corners to prevent disturbing influences from entering. Why is salt so effective in spiritual protection and purification? We must grasp the nature of energy and how it interacts with physical and spiritual worlds. Salt is a crystal with ordered geometric structure at molecular level, granting unique properties regarding energy absorption and transmission. Unlike other crystals such as quartz, salt has particular quality. It not only stores energy, but also absorbs and dissolves it. Its crystalline structure traps negative vibrations and neutralizes them, dispersing them into surroundings. This explains why, after certain rituals or cleanings, salt becomes dark or crystallizes irregularly. It has absorbed dense energy. From scientific perspective, salt is excellent electrical conductor when in solution. It can interact with electromagnetic fields of environment and living beings. Our body is energy field in constant interaction with surroundings, and salt, upon contact, can act as natural equilibrator. Salt water has been used for centuries as purifier, and saline solutions can absorb negatively charged ions associated with high energetic density environments. This reinforces that salt purifies not only spiritually, but has tangible effect on environmental energy cleaning. From spiritual perspective, human body is microcosm within universe's macrocosm. Ancient Hermetic traditions stated, "As above, so below." We are approximately 70% water, and our fluids contain mineral salts, essential for life. Salt connects us with Earth and helps maintain balance between material and spiritual realms, grounding our consciousness and elevating our vibration simultaneously. Now that we understand salt's nature and capacity to absorb and neutralize dense energies, how do we use it in spiritual practice? Ancient traditions developed multiple methods to harness salt's power, from cleansing rituals to protective barriers. One of the most common uses is aura cleansing. Our energetic field accumulates negative charges throughout the day due to dense emotions, interactions, or environmental exposure. A bath with sea salt or Himalayan salt releases these energies and restores balance. Visualize how salt extracts energetic impurities as it dissolves in water, carrying away everything not belonging to your being. Another widespread practice is space cleansing. Scattering salt in room corners, especially in areas with heavy energy, absorbs and neutralizes negative charge. After hours or days, sweep and discard salt outside the house, ideally in running water, to completely release trapped energies. Beyond cleansing, salt serves as protective barrier against adverse influences. Different cultures developed methods to block energetic attacks and keep unwanted entities away. One known ritual is the salt circle, used in magical and esoteric practices to delimit sacred space. This circle creates an energy field, preventing entry of low-vibration entities. This method is common in shamanic rituals, deep meditation sessions, or spiritual communication practices, where establishing safe energetic boundary is vital. Carrying small amount of salt in a cloth bag is ancestral practice for personal protection. In some traditions, it combines with herbs like rosemary or laurel to potentiate effect. Another protection form is salt under the bed or at home entrance. This prevents spiritual attacks during sleep and stops disturbing energies from entering personal space. In some rituals, it combines with glass of water to capture and dissipate negative vibrations. Beyond protection and cleansing, salt transmutes energies, transforming dense vibrations into subtle and harmonious energies. This principle is used in spiritual alchemy, where the goal is not eliminating negativity, but converting it into something positive. A little-known method is using salt as catalyst in manifestation rituals. Some traditions suggest writing desires or intentions on paper and burying them in container with salt during complete lunar cycle. Salt purifies any energetic blockage associated with desire, facilitating its materialization into physical reality and conscious manifestation. Salt's power becomes tangible when applied through conscious rituals. These 5 practices, developed from ancient wisdom, integrate into your daily life to protect, purify, and transform your energetic space. First, salt bath for aura cleansing. This is one of the most effective methods to eliminate negative energies accumulated in the body. Perform after difficult days, arguments, or when energy feels low. Fill bathtub with warm water and add 1 cup of sea salt, Himalayan salt, or coarse salt. If lacking bathtub, dissolve salt in bucket of water and pour over body after showering. While submerging, visualize salt extracting all negative charges from you, like impurities dissolving in water. Remain in water at least 10 minutes in relaxation. Let water drain completely before drying with clean towel. This ritual cleanses energetically while leaving sensation of renewal and freshness. Second, home protection with salt. Your home is your refuge and must remain free of dense energies. Scatter thin line of salt on door and window thresholds, creating barrier, preventing entry of unwanted energies. Place small containers with salt in room corners to absorb negative vibrations. Change weekly and discard used salt outside house. For deeper cleansing, mix salt with water and spray corners while repeating protection affirmation. Third, negative energy absorption ritual with water and salt. This powerful ritual cleanses your space of heavy energy, ideal after visits, arguments, or tension-generating events. Fill glass with water and add 1 tablespoon coarse salt. Place in central location or room with strange energy. Leave 24 hours. If salt has risen or bubbles formed, it absorbed negative energy. Discard water in toilet or running water. Never soil, thanking the cleansing. Fourth, protective salt amulet. Carry small pouch of salt daily for protection against negative influences. Get small cloth bag, preferably cotton or linen. Fill with sea salt and add herbs like rosemary or laurel to potentiate effect. Charge amulet by holding between hands, visualizing protective shield around you. Carry in purse, pocket, or place under pillow for nighttime protection. Fifth, salt circle for rituals and meditation. Before intense spiritual practice, deep meditation, tarot reading, or invocation, use salt to protect your space. Trace circle with salt around yourself before beginning ritual. Declare intention that this circle becomes barrier of light and protection. Remain inside circle until finishing practice. This method, used in diverse magical and shamanic traditions, ensures only benevolent energies access your sacred space. To strengthen salt's effectiveness as a spiritual tool, several principles deserve attention and consistent practice in your daily spiritual work. Renew salt regularly. Salt used for protection and cleansing must be changed frequently, as it absorbs energy. Do not reuse salt that has already served its purpose. Once it becomes discolored or darkened, it has absorbed considerable dense vibration and should be properly disposed of in running water or buried in earth, never reused. Avoid contact with others. If you use a salt amulet for personal protection, it is better that nobody else touches it to prevent energy transfer. Each person's energetic signature is unique, and foreign contact can dilute or alter the amulet's effectiveness. If someone does touch your salt protection, simply recharge it with fresh intention. Trust your intuition. If you feel a place or situation needs salt cleansing, follow your instinct and act. Your intuition often perceives subtle energetic disturbances before conscious mind recognizes them. When drawn to cleanse with salt, honor that inner knowing. Combine with intention. Salt amplifies the energy you give it. It is not merely about scattering or carrying an amulet, but understanding its meaning and using it with consciousness. When employing salt with purpose, you become an alchemist of your own energy, capable of transforming darkness into light, fear into strength, and uncertainty into clarity. Additional practical tips. Store salt in clean, dry containers, away from negative environments. Some practitioners prefer sea salt for its connection to water's purifying properties, while others favor Himalayan salt for its mineral density and ancient origin. Both are powerful. Choose what resonates with you. When disposing of used salt, do so respectfully. Running water is ideal, as it carries away absorbed energies. Avoid throwing used salt carelessly, as this can spread negative energy. Combine salt with other purification tools. Sage, incense, essential oils, or crystals amplify its effect. The synergy of multiple elements creates stronger protective fields and more profound cleansing experiences throughout your home and personal energy. Remember that salt works best when used with regular consistency. One-time applications provide temporary relief, but daily or weekly practices create cumulative protection, slowly elevating your entire vibrational frequency and establishing stronger barriers against negative influences in all areas of your life. Since time immemorial, salt has been considered far more than a simple condiment. It is a bridge between terrestrial and divine, a crystal with unique properties allowing us to cleanse, protect, and transform our energy. Its power has been recognized in ancient civilizations, esoteric rituals, and spiritual practices enduring through centuries. Throughout this exploration, we have examined its historical importance, esoteric power, and practical applications. We have seen how salt absorbs negative energies, serves as protective shield, and aids our spiritual path. From cleansing baths to protective circles, its use is as vast as profound. But beyond theory and rituals, the true key lies in intention. Salt amplifies energy we grant it. It is not merely scattering or carrying an amulet, but comprehending its significance and using it with consciousness. When we employ salt with purpose, we become alchemists of our own energy, capable of transforming darkness into light, fear into strength, and uncertainty into clarity. So I invite you to experiment with this knowledge. Observe how your environment changes when applying these methods. Do you feel more clarity, more lightness? Do you perceive changes in your home's atmosphere? Each ritual reminds us we possess power to shape reality. Salt is respected and feared in the spiritual world because it is an element of duality, a bridge between physical and spiritual, between matter and energy. Its power is so strong that those seeking light and those working with shadows both recognize it. Many legends speak of how certain entities avoid places where salt is present, for its vibration weakens or renders them incapable of sustaining themselves in that plane. In ancient cultures, salt was used in exorcisms and banishment rituals. Its capacity to break energetic bonds and dissipate astral influences has been documented in diverse mystical traditions. After negative events or arguments, scattering salt in the home cuts any undesired energetic residue. Remember, the power has always been within you. Salt is merely the catalyst. Every time you use salt with consciousness and intention, you declare sovereignty over your own energy field. You choose what enters your space, what vibrations surround you, what reality manifests. This is the invisible shield of the spirit, not external protection, but inner mastery expressed through simple, conscious tools. Salt reminds us, true power lies not in complexity, but in understanding fundamental forces of nature and aligning ourselves with them deliberately and purposefully every single day.